This is D&D on the Farm RPG. I am proud to announce that I have thoroughly inspected everybody's dice, and we have found a few that were loaded from the last session. Those have been tossed out and will no longer be in use. I am your Dungeon Master and Dice Inspector, Bellogan. And as always, we have our wonderful cast of players, starting with Augie.
Hi, Moggy. I play Astley, the gnome bard, and I might have dug those dice out of the trash and washed them. We'll see.
I'll recognize that I put some special marks on it, and I might have licked it.
I washed it.
All right. And we have Booban.
Hi, I'm Booban. I play Spectre, the Rabaxi rogue, and I think probably Belkin just pocketed those dice
I think so too.
for use in this DM role.
And last to join us tonight is Cole.
Hello, I am playing Kakusho, a bronze dragonborn ranger, and I have been exploring Small Spring recently, so I may or may not have some more loaded dice tonight. Don't tell Belligan, though.
We'll see. We'll see. Picking up our adventure, we just had a battle on the banks of Crystal River where a well-placed shatter spell caused an oversized crawdad to explode, sending shrapnel and crawdad meat, which I guess is like lobster meat, kind of spraying everywhere. And this particular battle happened to have an audience. We had about 300 people from the town that had come down to help clean out the river of bottles, with the belief that everything here that's wrong with the bottles being piled up and this monster was caused by who's now been revealed as an evil wizard Trid as payback for being tossed down the well, and his plan was to drown the city. At least that's the rumor going around with the townsfolk. Don't know who started that, but somebody
No
did.
idea.
No clue. I'm going to blame spoilers.
It might be spoilers' fault.
It was
Yeah.
spoilers.
Well, somebody in
can always
spoilers
go
did
back.
say they were going to throw Trid down the wishing well out, like way before like the episode came out, just like yesterday.
It was premeditated.
It was.
Well, spoilers
Yeah.
has been told to drink some water, so
That's
it
true.
seems fitting that they threw someone down the well.
That's
Stay
true. That is
hydrated.
true.
Gotta stay hydrated.
The Trid down the well has been a tradition for quite a while now. Longer
As long
than
as I can
spoilers'
remember.
recent outburst, but still, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Older than spoilers, chat.
After the battle and the observers see what's going on, things move pretty rapidly, with the townsfolk quickly organizing now a way that it's safe and clear to extract these bottles and take them to the recycling center in town where they'll be recycled. And they start a petition where people will vow to no longer throw the bottles in the river, hopefully preventing this occurrence from happening in the future. And they are also starting another neighborhood watch group to be on the lookout for any future evil plans of the no longer present evil wizard Trid.
He's a wizard now.
Astley signs both petitions.
Apparently, somebody said that. Yeah, that was the rumor.
Can we
Yeah.
take some of that crawdad meat? Is that like? Can we do that?
Sure.
If it
Edible?
looks good?
Can I make a
Yeah.
lobster roll?
It depends on where you're from.
Boobun can make a lobster.
It depends on where you're
Yeah,
from.
I'm gonna make a lobster roll.
Spectre knows how to make
Sure.
lobster rolls.
Yes, she does. She's from the northeast of the continent.
She's
Yeah,
from
there's
King Cole.
plenty of meat you can grab if you like.
I'm putting lobster roll on my item list.
As
Yeah.
you should.
So Thomas is maybe not quite so quick to buy into the rumors of Trid being an evil wizard, but he's glad that the river is getting cleared up and that you brought a lot of help to make it happen. And so he goes around, and with the help of, the name's going to come to me in a moment. Let's see here. I might have to look this up. The biggest fan, what did we say his name was?
Carl.
I think it's Carl.
It's Carl.
Carl.
How
Carl.
could you forget Carl?
Just Think of Carl
I
Weezer.
can't remember my own kids' names when I need to say it.
Oh God, Carl Weezer.
Carl.
Carl, and Thomas take up a collection among those who were there, and they get donations from even the recycling center to pay the Firewire Adventures Guild for services rendered to the community.
Money.
And they bring in a sizable donation of silver.
Wow.
They do. They bring in a sizable
Yeah.
donation of silver. It's about 6,000 silver pieces that are donated to the guild.
Yay! Do I need to note that down?
You may want to.
Okay.
You may want to.
Where should we
Okay,
put this
So
under? I'm just put under silver. Yeah.
I'm gonna put
just
under
put in
S.
silver. So as a
2,000 each. Wow.
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 as
It's a lot of silver.
That's a lot of money.
That's like three.
As a reminder to our listeners, the currency rules we're following are as they are in Farm RPG, where silver is kind of like gold in the standard D&D settings. That's just used for your standard adventuring gear, living expenses, those kind of things. For the most part, we're just assuming our daily living expenses are being handled out of a stipend the guild is bringing in, so we aren't worried about those. When we have sizable donations like this, though, it can be used for purchasing gear or other things listed as weapons and armor and adventuring gear from the player's handbook and other sources. Gold is like a premium currency. It can be used to buy magic items and potions and those kind of things that are a little more exotic.
Upgrade your inventory.
Or upgrade your inventory, yep. And ancient coins is kind of an exotic currency that's used primarily by foreign traders, and it's also needed to officially apply for the charter for the Firewire Adventures Guild chapter here in the town of Redbrook. With the cleanup now underway, and a happy Thomas, a happy Carl, and the river slowly getting cleaned up, and lobster rolls to go around, our adventurers have about a day still before they need to meet up with Jill if they would like to help transport some of that corn from that cornfield, which I think was in the plan.
Mm-hmm.
If not, that's all right. But I think that was in the plan.
Yeah, I think that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So with that, we have a chance, as I mentioned, we were recording, but before we officially started, to do a little bit of shopping. And so what I would like to do is just go around the table and just get a quick rundown of what it is that you are looking at getting with your share of that sweet silver reward. Do we have anybody who knows what's on their list and is ready to go first?
Ashley will go last.
I can go first. I think I know kind of what I want
Okay.
with some of the money here. I think Spectre's going to buy a chain shirt for 50 silver and upgrade her armor a bit. So that will bring her armor class from, because what was I base before? It was like I think it was a base 11. So I'm going to go to 12. This is what? Hang on. Chain.
I think it was leather that you started with was 14.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was at 14. So now I am going to be at it's a 16.
With the chain shirt?
Yes, I think so.
It would be 15 because you have a
15.
max dex modifier of +2 to medium armor.
Okay, so I went from 14 to 15.
But the advantage of a chain shirt is you don't have disadvantage on stealth checks.
Yes.
Now, the other armor, medium armor that can do that is just a breastplate, which is a 14. Also does not provide disadvantage on stealth checks. A little more expensive.
It's a little more expensive. I didn't want to spend all my money on one go, but I also would like to buy 2 short swords. So let me see here. So that's I'm just going to change these out. Oops, sorry. How do I change it on my sheet? That's my question. I'll figure it out.
But
I'm going to buy 2
weapons?
shorts.
Yeah.
I'll just add them. So I'm going to buy 2 short swords to just replace the daggers. Damage. And I think for now, was everybody thinking about buying a mount just to pull the room? Should I buy a mount? I'm going to buy a Mastiff also, I think. Just to ride.
A Mastiff to ride. Okay.
Yes, Spectre is pretty small. She's like 3 foot nothing. So yeah, a Mastiff. She doesn't weigh very much.
Yep. Small creatures can totally ride mastiffs as mounts if they so choose. I'll let you work out, kind of I'm not worried about every last detail of what you'd like to pick up. Obviously there's enough silver to go around to kind of get the basics of what you want. So that's kind of what we're interested in, is what's kind of your key upgrades that you're going for.
Yep, that's it for me, I think, for now. I'm good on everything else.
All right, cool. Cole, what is Kakusho looking at?
Well, I
Things.
suppose I could get a mount as well. I wasn't really thinking about a mount. I suppose a horse might be worth acquiring.
Kakusho would need a horse. Kakusho would not do well trying to ride a dog. So I should say the dog wouldn't do so well.
The dog would have to be riding me, I guess, or something. And then I think on weapons, I think I'm okay. So maybe some armor as well. Though for whatever reason, this spyglass thing caught my eye.
I think a spyglass would be a fantastic piece of gear for
Okay.
Kakusho.
So yeah, I guess for now just a horse, a spyglass, and then some armor, which I have not looked at yet.
All right. So for armor, rangers have medium and light armor that they can wear. The deal with medium armor versus light typically is that medium limits you to only +2 dexterity bonus to your armor class. So since you have a 16 dexterity, that gives you 3. So sometimes light armor ends up being better, but it just depends. So if you wanted to go all the way up to like half plate is considered light armor.
No, it's medium armor. I'm actually on the website. It's only padded.
Half plate is medium armor. So it'd be 750 silver, and then it's 15 plus your dex mod. So you'd only get 2 of that, but it would take you to a 17. Whereas if you went, like the best light armor is studded leather, which is 12, plus your dexterity modifier, which would take you to 15.
Yeah, I'll go with the light armor. So I guess the studded leather.
Studded leather? Okay. So that puts you at a 12 plus 15. So the advantages of that, not all, but some of the medium armors give you disadvantage on stealth checks. None of the light armors do except for padded leather. So studded leather is good in that regard. And then in the future, if you get ability score increases and higher dex, and that studded leather becomes even better because it's not capping how much armor class benefit you can get from your dexterity.
Okay. Oh, where do you put the mounts? Like, do I just put horse?
Just under your equipment, do you have a horse?
Okay.
Right?
Sure. I just
it's going to be more role playing flair than anything.
Okay.
It's not a what do they call it? There's these figurines of wonder or something like that. It's like a little carved animal that you pull out and turns into some kind of animals or something. It's not one of those. It's a regular horse. You'll have to have a place for a horse and apparently a dog or 2 at the Adventurers Guild headquarters, which is probably fun. All right. So besides the armor and the spyglass and the horse, is that Kakusho's list?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. And so we come last to the bard, Astley. Augie, what is Astley looking at purchasing?
Can a gnome wear medium armor?
Yeah.
Probably a
There's
chain
nothing
shirt.
preventing it. Okay.
Probably a chain shirt would be the first thing. My dex modifier is 0, so I'd just go up to 13, I think.
Just 13. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Let me just check really quick. Bards have a limit. Bards do not have medium armor. They only have light armor.
Then I will
just double
get
checking on that.
Studded leather armor and 12.
Is that going to match Kakusho's armor? We're going for any kind of color coordination with the group, or is it just
that's to be determined. We're just buying them now, so we have to still decorate them.
All right. Works for me.
Yeah. I buy glass blowers tools. I can't read the numbers. Like, is it silver or is it gold?
It lists gold in the player's handbook, but that's going to be the silver cost. So you can buy tools. Whether or not you're proficient in them is dependent on kind of what your character's background was, but you can certainly buy them.
Yeah. I'll buy those.
Okay.
And also a harmonica, right?
All right.
For
adding to that instrument collection.
yeah, I have quite a few now. So realistically, I don't need to buy a mount because I could probably just hitch a ride. Possibly.
Probably.
I mean, how much does Astley weigh? Because this Mastiff can carry 195 pounds, and I think
I
Spectre
think
doesn't come in anywhere near that.
I think Astley is smaller than Spectre by a little bit.
Probably the ear height. I'm sure they're
Yeah.
around
Around the same, but
She may
minus
be
the
like a
ears.
couple inches taller, but her ears add a lot of height. Spectre's ears are very big.
Yeah. So not much. Then I guess Ashley will also stock up on snackies.
All right. Plenty of snacks.
Yes.
I'm not going to worry about the specifics.
I'm not going to worry about the specifics, but when I think of a specific, I will tell you, and if it becomes relevant. And then
all right. So you're able to pick up some gear. Anything else specific?
Some like art supplies, random art stuff.
Kind of the overage on the silver, because you guys got a lot more than you're spending, kind of just gets thrown into the coffers for the Adventures Guild for any future purchases that may potentially be needed. Such as things that come out of your stipend and so forth.
Sweet.
All right. With that, is there anything else that our adventurers would like to do before heading out to meet up with Jill the following day?
We probably need a long rest.
Yes, I want to buy. I want to just toss in some barding for my dog.
Okay.
It's a battle mastiff now.
All right.
Astley also purchases barding. Unsure of what it is.
Sounds like Astley's profession, what they do. A bard goes barding, right?
When I click barding, it says you do not own the Essential Kit Deluxe Edition. So Cole also, Kakusho also does not know what barding is.
It wasn't in the SRD that they let you add. Oh, joy. I think it's just like, it's the equivalent barding is basically the same as the armor that you get, but it costs like twice as much or something like that. I can't remember the exact rules, but
it says it's 4 times the cost of
4 times.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds about right.
I will get a saddle though, because I think that might be useful.
So, like, if you're wanting to get plate barding, that would be pretty expensive.
No, I'm just gonna get regular old, the same stuff I'm wearing. He can wear, light chain.
Light chain.
Yeah.
All right, that works.
And also, a saddle. I feel like that's a given though.
All right. Anything else you guys are dying to do before we move on?
Nope.
Fantastic.
Not that I can think of.
All right. Having shopped, feeling like heroes of the day, people in the town cheer you as you're walking around. And the perception of the Firewires Guild has definitely gone up. They previously were associated with Trid a little bit, who people were mad at and kind of had a little bit of a negative association. But now it's become very positive as the heroes who defeated the giant crawdad and helped save the city from the evil wizard Trid's plans. That night, you're able to rest, get a good rest, all healed up, all magic-y spells, all that else, whatever else was expended in the battles with the crawdad is restored. And you make your way out to meet up with Jill. In the morning, you head out towards Jill's cornfield, just a little bit outside of Redbrook. And you notice there are a few other rather gruff-looking mercenaries who have come along to also aid in guarding the wagon. So the Firewire Adventures Guild isn't the only people that Jill reached out to. There are about 4 other guards as well. 3 of them look like humans. 1 of them is a woman, 2 of them are men. And then another one looks like some kind of a steam-powered automaton. You go to Jill's cabin, and as you get close, you can see what it is that you're guarding. And what it is a massive steam wagon, kind of like a train locomotive engine at the front of this train of 3 carts. And each cart is loaded up with corn completely and covered with a tarp. This thing's probably about 12 feet wide, and each cart's about 20 feet long. So it's pretty massive. It is a ton of corn is going to be transported. And you can see kind of out in front of it, and there's steam rising from from the engine. The other 4 mercenaries were here a little bit earlier than you guys were in the morning, but you kind of come up, and Jill sees you. Now, she's not met you in person, but she greets you and says, "Oh, I am so glad that you came. More guards are definitely good. I have started hearing rumors that you guys had some fireworks last night down by the river."
Yeah,
Yes.
by fireworks, you mean an exploded a crustacean. Yes.
That's fantastic. I'm glad to know that that reputation is that you're earning. Sounds like it's been earned, and will probably be tested. Hopefully not. Hopefully everything goes smooth. But as I mentioned in my letter to you, and as I was explaining to the others who'll be joining you today, the last caravan of corn that we sent off was hijacked and stolen, and all of it was lost. And we really can't afford to have that happen again. So we have you guys here to help guard this corn. And she goes on to explain the path that this steam wagon is going to take. Because of how massive it is, it goes a little bit slow, but it kind of runs nonstop, 24/7. But it's going to take about 2 days to get down to the docks where this corn is going to be loaded onto a boat and taken off to lands far off. Apparently, this is where Jill is sending all of her corn. Now, she says, I don't have a lot of leads as to what happened to the last batch of corn. We know that the steam wagon was intercepted. The carts that I had were taken off the engine, the steam wagon, and my conductor, I guess engineer. What do you call the driver of a train? An engineer?
Conductor.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's kidnapped. Conductor, I think, is the person who goes around and checks the tickets. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've ridden trains. Says, yeah, my engineer had hired had disappeared. And so I don't know if he was in on it or if he's been kidnapped. Haven't heard from him since. So I'm not sure what happened to the corn. I've had to buy a new wagon and new carts. So this is obviously expensive, not only for corn that was lost, but also my own equipment. It says, so here's the deal. For the Firewires Adventures Guild, I will pay you in gold for each of these 3 carts that arrives. 200 gold per cart that makes it to the docks. So something happens and you lose a cart or 2, if one makes it, it's 200 gold. If all 3 make it, it's 600 gold. And she spells out kind of an equalish proportional reward for these other 4 mercenaries that are there. With that, she says, any questions?
Who's driving?
So she's got a new engineer that she's hired. And what should his name be? I came up with names for the mercenaries, not for the new engineer. Open to suggestion.
Robert.
Max.
Robert or Max.
Hey, name him Cole.
What? Yeah.
Marvin for a mix.
I like Marvin.
Marbert.
All right, Marvin it is.
Marbert.
Marvin it is. Now I'm realizing why I'm not finding my names because I am on the wrong page in my notes. All right, Marvin, here we go. All right, Marvin's the new engineer. And he seems a little bit skittish and nervous. He's kind of a skinny guy. But he is put to rest. His nerves seem to be a little bit relaxed since there's so many guards here. So Jill says, just so you all know each other, she says, this is the Firewire Adventures Guild. I'm sure you've heard the rumors of them. And she knows you guys by name now. Kakusho, Astley, and Spectre. And she says, my other guards who will be here to help you today are Varney, Paul, Rashida, and AG07. You can call him Agaz for short, pointing to the automaton.
Ashley will need those names written down.
All right, we can put that in the
Kakusha
note.
remembers Paul.
Yeah, Varney, Paul, Rashida, and Agaz. So Agaz is the automaton. He doesn't even turn or anything like that. Basically, he looks like a humanoid that's just made out of metal plates, kind of like a walking suit of armor.
C-3PO?
C-3PO-ish. Maybe if C-3PO was wearing armor instead of just being made of metal. So he's got like a helmet with kind of like a round brimmed cap on the top, and his torso, and that looks like it's armor that has had essentially some kind of a clockwork automation powered by steam inserted internally in it, and then there's some kind of magic that makes it. Rashida looks a little bit larger and stronger than both Varney and Paul. And Varney and Paul both look like they are younger, probably from the farmlands folks who have just didn't want to be farmers and kind of taken up a new life, trying to do some kind of mercenary work. So they seem glad to see you guys, and they say Varney kind of takes the lead. He seems the most talkative of the group. Says, "Oh yeah, like Jill said, we heard what you guys did down by the river. Sounds like you know your stuff. So we're here to guard the wagon. We were going to kind of work together on a plan on how to do it. But if you guys have a plan, it sounds like you kind of know what to do." And Jill points out, she says, "Now, if you need some kind of direction on what to do, it's like, look, you can walk between the carts on top of them when this wagon's going. It's not that fast. Marvin's job is to steer the wagon towards the docks, avoid anything that gets in the way. If we've got weather and there's rain, to kind of get it out of there. This thing's steam powered, but it runs off of coal being kind of tossed into it. So he's got to keep that fire burning. If it goes out, the engine stops." And she says, "And we've got something special if you need it." And she pulls out these 3 logs that look like they're kind of wrapped with twine around them, and they've got different colors on them, and they're labeled 1, 2, and 3. And she says, "We have these Presto logs, and you can throw these in the engine, and they'll cause it to, for a short period of time, run significantly faster than normal. You don't want to throw them all at once; it'll probably blow up the engine. But you can use these if you need to. If you find you need to outrun something, may help you out."
Okie dokie.
Cool. It's like Nas.
It's
Might have been
Diesel.
inspired by watching those reruns of Back to the Future 3 that we know is canon, that they watch reruns of that show from Quests in Farm RPG.
Perfect.
Kakusha asked Jill how long the journey is expected.
2 days. Yeah, it's expected to take 2 days.
Okay.
So are we going up to Lake Tempest, or are we going to a different dock?
This is going to be kind of moving around towards kind of the edge of Lake Tempest, not quite as far as you guys went up, but kind of up around towards Lake Tempest on the south end of it. You guys are more on the north end for the pirate festivities previously.
Okie
But
dokie.
the dock's actually on the vast ocean, but it's near Lake Tempest, kind of up around north that way.
Is there anything else that you think we should know before we go?
Jill thinks for a moment, says, "Well, I don't know. If we knew what to expect, I could probably tell you more. But like I said, the last load was hijacked, and the tracks wherever those carts were hauled off were covered. So I don't know where they went."
Do you know about how far in they got before that happened?
About halfway.
Okay.
It's about a day's journey out. It's where we found the wreckage of my previous engine.
Ashley has a question for Jill that is a private question, and
Okay,
asks,
pull Jill aside.
"Are these guys on the last haul guarding it?"
No.
Okay.
No, she said, "Nope, didn't have any guards on the last one. I wasn't expecting any issues. We haven't had any in the past. This is new."
Okay. That's all I got.
Okay. So as far as you know, what you can tell, they seem like they're trustworthy. Here for a paycheck.
I think I'm good. If everybody else is.
All right. So the 7 of you climb on to the cart, the steam wagon. So Marvin's driving it, and he's kind of prepped, ready for a long haul. He's expecting to pretty much be awake the whole time, unless someone can spell him. But just keeping that engine running and going in the right direction. There's not really any quarters for people to like stay and sleep, so you can rest on top of the corn with the tarps over it if you need to. And then so you've got kind of the engine, and then there's 3 massive carts behind it full of corn. So Everybody climbs up on, I guess, on that first cart initially, just behind the engine, and you take off. The train or the steam wagon takes a little bit to get up to speed because it's a lot of weight that it's pulling. Once it gets going, you realize why this is going to take 2 days. Um, if you guys were riding on your newly purchased dogs and horse, you probably could do the whole thing in a day. But this thing isn't nearly as fast. Additionally, it's got a lot of momentum, so to get it to stop takes some time too. Just like a train in real life. As you're on top, Paul kind of strikes up a conversation with you guys and kind of shooting the breeze as you guys are keeping your eyes out, and says, "Well, we've got a couple days. We got to keep an eye out. Do we want to just kind of like divide up watch, or everyone for themselves, or how do you guys feel like we should do this?"
I'd be fine dividing up the watch. Maybe we could do one of us and one of y'all.
I mean, do the what's the robot's name? I can't remember. A Agaz.
AGO7, Agaz.
Agaz. Does Agaz sleep?
Do you ask him or it?
I just ask in general. Not really
You
sure
don't
how to
know.
talk to a robot.
Yeah, you'll have to figure that out. You wouldn't know. It's the first time you've kind of run into one of these.
Well, I ask out loud. Does Agaz sleep?
Okay. Varney and Paul both kind of shrug their shoulders, like, I don't know. And Rashida says, "No, not really. He just every couple hours he throws in some more fuel for a steam engine. It's coal, just like the engine runs off of." But
Okay.
no, he's not gonna sleep. What good would a automaton be if they had to sleep? No, I mean they're like 24/7, keeping an eye out.
Well,
Well, that's handy.
If that's the case, then I think we can do maybe shifts of two. So one of us, one of you, and this never sleeping robot. And then we'll always have at least 3 on lookout.
I mean,
Works for me.
Agaz, do you need downtime? I mean, I don't want to assume anything. Do you need downtime? Like even just to like take a break and rest your visual
Processors.
core? Yeah.
Well, your
All right,
processors
The
are
seeing stone.
Yeah, this head, the head kind of turns to look at Spectre, and hear kind of like a beep 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 and some clanking as it's getting ready to produce some kind of sound, and then you hear this very one-toned voice echoing out of the helmet that says, "Agaz, no sleep. Agaz, watch rear," and it stands up and just starts walking towards the back cart.
All right, cool, my dude.
Ashley yells, "Hey guys, you got an alarm on that thing?"
It doesn't respond.
Okay, I guess we'll find out.
Doesn't know what you mean by an alarm. It wasn't specific enough to have any clue. But you kind of get the impression that it wasn't too thrilled with kind of the chatter and small talk. It kind of went to the back just to get away from everybody.
I mean, vibe,
Mood. It's quite a mood.
mood. All right. Well, yeah. Let's draw straws. Who wants first shift?
Ashley can take a first shift since it's early in the day.
Okay. Do you want to split it up? We've got one of each of the 3 of you, and then one of the 3 others watching.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll just go in order for them. It'll be Varney, then Paul, then Rashida. Who's got the first shift of E3?
Ashley will take the first shift unless somebody else wants it.
No, you can have it.
All right. So Ashley's got morning shift. Who's got the swing shift?
I can
Spectre
stay
or
up.
Kakusha?
I can stay up late. You can have the second shift if you want, Kakusho.
All right, thank you.
I have night vision, I believe, so.
Kakusho is known to fall asleep at night, so
It has
Really
happened
good idea.
before.
It
Don't
has.
want to talk about it, but
Okay. So the first watch, and it's still early in the morning, so everyone else kind of does their best to kind of doze off and relax a little bit while they can. But Varney and Astley kind of have first watch, and as kind of expected, pretty much these first 8 hours, you get to the point where town's out of sight, but there's really not anything here or to be worried about. Not enough that we're going to bother making it any kind of rolls or anything like that.
We hit a pothole.
About you might hit a pothole or two. Yeah. Marvin swears at Meritrid, blaming him. Why can't he fix the darn road? And then he remembers, oh yeah, that's right. He was trying to drown the city. Who's the mayor? No one's the mayor. He's kind of going off this grumbling debate in his head about whose fault it is that there was a pothole hit. Kakusho and Paul kind of get the evening shift. And at this point, it's starting to get a little bit uncomfortable just kind of being sitting on top of this wagon. You may or may not get motion sickness. But nothing too much happens of interest on second shift. Then we hit the graveyard shift kind of overnight, and Rashida and Spectre have watch here. For this shift, I will have Spectre make a perception check as we keep guard.
So,
Shanae, let's see.
so while we're watching, are we sitting on top of the? Are we sitting on top of the? Is that it? How did you roll? What did you roll?
I rolled a 9. It's a 9. I have a -1, so.
Oh, I was looking at the
it's a
second
9.
number.
I rolled a 10. Oh yeah, the second number is that's just if I had disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yeah.
It would be a 1, but it was a 9. Spectre does not do well in perception checks, unfortunately. This is like one of many that I have not done good on. She's just busy eating corn, I guess.
Eating corn or carrots, yeah, something. Kind of trying to keep an eye out. Agoz continually sits in the back. You have no idea if he can see in the night or not. He hasn't said a word to anybody. He just kind of sat back there the entire day.
He doesn't have little flashlights in his eyes.
Maybe he does.
Scan.
We don't.
Sure.
We'll never know. We'll never
us.
know.
We'll never see.
I'll never tell you. Maybe he does, but he turns them off because it's attracting insects. Rashida's kind of walking back and forth through the night, and she doesn't see in the night so well. But in the morning, as the sun's starting to peek up, before your shift is over, Rashida comes over and grabs you, Spectre, and says, "Look over there to the north." She's like, "Do you see something there? It looks like, I don't know if there's a fire, but there's something, but there's definitely some smoke up that way."
I squint and I look to see if I can see it.
Yeah. So you look over the direction that Rashida's pointing, and you can't see where it's coming from yet, but you definitely see 4 distinct pillars of smoke rising up into the air that do not look that dissimilar to the smoke that's coming out of the engine of the steam wagon that you guys.
Is it another engine?
She kind of shrugs. Could be.
I wonder how far out that is.
It's a little ways. If it is another engine, it's going to take a little while to catch up to you guys, assuming that's what it is and that it's coming this way.
All right. Do you think it's worth waking up everybody over, or do you want to wait and see how this plays out?
He's like, well, our shift's almost over, but yeah, we might want to point it out to
the morning shift.
Varney and Astley. Yeah, morning shift, right?
All right. Yeah, let's let them know when they wake up.
I'm trying to think of something quirky that night shift would always get blamed for doing stuff wrong in the workplace, but nothing's coming to mind at the moment. We always did everything right on swing shift when I worked swing shift back in the day. Anyway. Yeah, another hour goes past. You're kind of watching these steam columns, and you don't see exactly what's causing them yet, but they are moving towards you guys. You can tell that they're getting a little bit closer. And it hits the point when it's time to wake up Varney and Astley.
So when we wake them up, I go, "Hey, Astley, take a look back there. You could see some smoke. We're thinking it might be something trying to catch up with us."
So is it coming from behind us or in front of us?
Kind of off to the side. So you guys are headed kind of northeast, and it's kind of coming from the northwest. So if you're looking at the map, like the direction of Mount Bannon where you're at, and the pin's probably kind of like out here in the middle of the road, if that makes sense.
Okay. Ashley looks and goes to tell Marvin and also checks on his well-being.
All right. Yeah. Marvin's been up for 24 hours straight, plus a little bit at this point. He's drinking some coffee to keep himself awake. But he says, "No, I'm doing okay. We're moving along on schedule. Other than that one pothole, nothing too serious yet."
Give that man an OJ.
Yeah,
He needs
I
more
give
stamina.
him. Yeah, I give him some OJ, maybe a little cider.
Right.
And I let him know about the other possible steam wagon thing, the puffs of smoke.
Okay. Yeah. As soon as you point it out, he looks really, really nervous. He's like, "Uh-oh, something bad's going to happen. I know. I just got this feeling." Oh man. And he looks scared, like he might lock up if
You
it
want to use
gets
a
much
log?
more intense than what it is.
You want to use a log? Astley gets kind of excited.
He's like, we could. Whatever it is, it's not real close though.
Yeah, but
These logs are only going to last like a minute when you throw it in. It's not a long-term boost.
oh,
It's like if you've got to avoid something fast or break through something, that would be what you do. You throw in a log.
Astley uses.
He's like, we could throw them in just for fun when we know we don't need them later on.
Ooh, that sounds like fun too. We'll do that. Not all at once, like Jill said, but we will use them regardless of if we need to or not. That's a deal. Astley
the thought of
Astley holds out a
throwing
pinky.
the pestle logs kind of calms him down.
A pinky.
All right,
swear.
he gives you the pinky swear. It calms his nerves a little bit. You got to plan for some fun.
Astley uses prestidigitation to make the air smell generally like cinnamon or something pleasant.
Okay. Yeah, it calms him down. He keeps his eyes on the road. He's well hydrated and awake, keeping focus on where he's going.
We got this, Marvin. And,
all right.
Astley goes back up to watch.
Okay. So Astley and Barney are keeping watch. These things are far enough off that there's not any immediate threat if they are coming your way, but you're not quite sure what's going to happen yet. Over the next hour, they get closer, and you feel like if only someone had bought something that let you see things far off, you might be able to spot what's going on. You start to see some little dots kind of over the ridge. These smoke stacks are spewing or kind of where they're coming from, where they're originating from.
Kusho is still sleeping.
He is still sleeping.
Okay, well, no hope for me then.
Not unless Astley decides to go wake him up.
Astley is Googling what's in the kits right now.
Checking out all those tools.
That's unhelpful. Still unhelpful.
Spectre's snoring loudly. Wee, 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 wee.
So do I know that Kakusho has something that would help?
You probably know he bought a spyglass. He seemed to make a big deal out of it.
Okay. Yeah. Astley just goes down, and if he's sleeping peacefully, just kind of grabs it from his bag.
Okay. Yeah, unless you start playing a Jingle Bell solo. Or unless he's like holding on to it like his favorite teddy bear or something. I don't imagine.
I mean, is he?
From his back.
Are you?
Kakusho is not holding on to a teddy bear.
The
Maybe
spyglass?
some corn at this point.
Where is the spyglass? Are you holding it?
Spyglass is in the bag off to the side somewhere.
Yeah. Astley goes and shuffles through the bag and finds it.
Okay. Astley finds the spyglass, and let's get a perception check.
That is an 11.
11.
Oof.
Not bad. Not amazing, but not bad.
+4.
So it takes Ashley a couple minutes to figure out how to use the spyglass and figure out where they're looking at, kind of up on the horizon. At first, you think you see something that's like really like this black oval thing that's just consuming half the world, and then you realize that your finger kind of at the end of the spyglass, and you move it out of the way. And then up on the ridge, you finally find these smokestacks once you're able to figure out how to aim the eyeglass and get it to come into focus. You see these 4 pillars of smoke coming from 4 distinct objects. And what you see look like faces. One of them looks like the head of a green, it looks like a caterpillar. Another one is brown. It looks like it's the face of a dog or something like that. There's another one that's kind of red and gold that looks like a fish, like a goldfish face. And then there's another one that is white with red accents. It looks like the head of a chicken. And now that's not the actual animals, but you could tell it's some kind of a vehicle similar to these steam wagons, but they have been decorated to look like these different creatures.
Okay. Ashley notes down upcoming steam wagons are not artists.
You could think of it like a float in a parade when people decorate it, kind of like that.
See, I was just picturing Thomas the Tank Engine for some reason.
That could work as well.
Okay. How far off do they seem?
They're still, you figure it'll take them maybe 30 minutes to catch up to you at this point. Now that they've come into view, they're able to move a lot faster than your wagon hauling the corn is moving. And we figure you got about 30 minutes till they're catching up, and they're definitely coming towards you guys.
Ashley goes to wake everybody up immediately to alert them.
All right. As soon as Ashley goes over to start waking up, you hear Marvin call out, "I need your help up here."
Ashley,
do you want to continue waking everyone up or send Varney?
Varney can go wake everybody up.
Okay.
Run, Varney.
All right. Varney starts waking everybody up, and Ashley runs to the engine, and Marvin points ahead and says, "Look, there's obstacles that's been put in the track." And you look and you see there are large boulders that have been rolled out and tree stumps that have been knocked over and put in the way of the path that the train needs to go. And he says, "All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to keep shoveling this coal in to try to get through this. Somebody's put this out here on purpose." Now, he doesn't know about what you saw in the eyeglass yet. He just knows something. He says, "But I need you to steer the train and try not to hit anything, or else we might get stuck."
Do you think it might be better if I dump coal into the... Yeah, I'll do it. Let's do it. I'll do it. Let's do it. Marvin needs me.
Okay. As that's going on, Spectre has not had a lot of sleep yet, and Varney's kind of waking you up, saying there's trouble up at the engine.
Oh boy, Spectre's like rubbing the sleep out of her eyes. Should I go up there?
Maybe. He says, and Ashley saw something pointing towards the smoke.
Yes, they're catching up, huh? Whatever that was out there. Okay. Spectre like sits up and brushes off the corn kernels. All right. I'll go see if they need help in the engine, and if they don't, I'll be right back. So she hops her way up to the engine to see if there's any assistance that can be provided.
A moment later, Kakusho is being woken up by Varney with the same story. Problem in the engine, and that's coming. That smoke's coming.
Okay. Kakusho rubs his eyes, looks around, thinks, I'll use the spyglass, and tries to look at his bag.
Ashley was looking. Ashley was just looking at that.
All right. Kakusho goes to find Ashley and get the spyglass.
I think Ashley probably left it.
No,
Okay.
I would
After
never.
borrowing it. No, you'd
No,
never.
well, no, I still
You just
had
borrow
it.
things and don't return them.
No, I still had it. I saw the
Okay.
situation and I went down and I was still holding it. And then Marvin needed me,
Okay.
so I still have it.
Right. Okay.
I haven't seen Kakusho.
You're still holding it.
Yeah,
Okay.
or it's in my pocket or something.
So
'Cause I'm
Kakusho's
apparently
gonna have to go
driving
get
you.
it from Ashley.
All right.
Yeah.
Kakusho's a little confused and tired, but it goes to go get it from Ashley.
Ashley is driving
Okay.
the train, the steam wagon.
As you guys, you see something extremely disturbing as you go to the engine. Ashley has got the wheel.
Spectre shakes her head. Okay, I'm getting off this train.
Go deal with the smoke. Suddenly,
All right.
and tosses the spyglass over to Spectre. Give this back to Kakusho.
Oh, sure. Spectre catches the spyglass and walks back out of the engine room.
On the way out, Kakusho sees Spectre with the spyglass and is now even more confused, but takes the spyglass from Spectre.
Yeah, I was told to give this back to you, so here you go.
Okay.
I guess we have to go deal with something. The smoke, I guess, that we saw night shift has gotten closer. So I think we're going to be dealing with some stuff here, she says. I didn't even get a full night's sleep. She's like cursing under her breath.
All right. Kakusho, if you're going to take a peek, let me have you make a perception check as well here through that spyglass.
Perception. Oh. Kakusho rolled a 3
Ooh.
for perception.
Nice and not
Kakusho,
You
hot
might
tonight.
be looking at the wrong end of the spyglass.
Yeah. Spectre, you just notice that Kakusho is holding this thing backwards, and he's thinking, man, this stuff's so far off. What's anyone even worried about?
And she goes, I think you need to
This
turn
is
it around.
fine.
You need to turn that thing around, dummy, she said.
Kakusho pulls the spyglass from his face, looking a little confused, flips it around and goes, they're very close to us.
All right, let's get another roll. We'll ignore the dual threes previously rolled.
There we go.
This time, Kakusho rolls a 19 once he figured out
There
how
we
to
go.
use the spyglass.
Our statistical averages are returning back to normal now that the loaded dice have been tapped out. We've gotten a 9, 11, some 3s, now 19. All right. Kakusho sees what I described earlier to Ashley, that there are 4 wagons rapidly approaching the corn cart you guys are on. Like I said, there's one of them that is decorated to look like a green caterpillar. One of them looks like a dog / dragon almost ish. It looks like some kind of weird hybrid, not done well. One of them looks like a fish, and one of them looks like a chicken. And he also is able to spot that there are on each of these, kind of standing on top and hanging off the edges, there are small humanoids on them that look, if anything, they almost look a little draconic in nature.
Oh no.
Hmm.
And they seem very excited. Just as Kakusho's seeing this, Ashley sees a massive tree stump that the cart is headed directly towards, and Ashley needs to make a check to drive the vehicle, which without proficiency in is going to be a straight up D20.
I was going to say it's not a survival check.
It's not survival, no.
That's a 13.
13.
It's a 13.
13. Okay.
Okay.
Ashley has to make a rather abrupt shift in the wheel to try to steer the cart around this log. The engine is able to get around it, but just kind of the whiplash of changing direction. The rear 2 carts, one of them's wheel hits this log, causes it to splinter, but it also causes the cart to jostle, the middle cart, which is where Spectre and Kakusho are standing. And the two of you need to make now either an athletics or either a strength or dexterity saving throw. I'll let you take your pick on it, to either hold on through your strength to the car or to nimbly kind of dance around as
Oh, I'm
this
gonna
thing is
go.
being jostled.
I'm going dexterity.
I too, I guess, as dexterity is a higher number.
That's 19 for me.
And only a 9 for me.
Oh, you rolled acrobatic.
Yeah, that's dexterity, right?
No, if you
Well.
click on dexterity, you can just roll a straight dexterity check.
Or on your saving
It's
throw.
it's a saving throw that you're rolling when you do that. Yeah. So for
Isn't it the same though? Because I have dexterity.
it's
you have a
almost
3.
the same.
Yeah,
It's
you have a
almost
plus
the
3
same.
no matter what. So yes.
Yeah. I just clicked on one that was plus 3, so I think it should be the same. The initial.
Yeah,
die.
if you rolled acrobatics, it was just a straight up d20. I
Or
think because you
where
don't
do I
have
click for
proficiency
the
in it.
save? Is that a different?
Where it says saving throw on your sheet, right next to
Under
right underneath
proficiency
where it says
bonus.
proficiency bonus and inspiration.
Over there. Okay,
We'll take that one.
Should I just go with the initial one and take an 11, or?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna go with our first die take.
Okay. All right. And I rolled an 11 once all the correct bonuses were applied.
Once we do the maths. Kakush, okay. Spectre is able to kind of roll with the jostling of it. Kakusho doesn't do so well and actually falls off the train, hitting the ground, and is going to take a little bit of damage as he hits the ground.
Ouch.
1 point of damage.
Okay.
least that
Moreover,
face wasn't
Kakusho
hurt.
now has to, at least it wasn't, yeah. Moreover, Kakusho's not on the train. Kakusho's got to hurriedly try to get back onto the back cart. You can do that with an athletics or an acrobatics check, your choice on that.
All right. Okay. Kakusho is running behind the train and rolls a 9 to try to get back to the train.
Oof.
Yeah, Kakusho's not having a great day. This train, despite going a little bit slow, Kakusho is slow to get up, and now he's running behind the train and tries to grab on, but it just goes out of grips. And Astley back towards the front, you might not even be able to hear it. You hear Agaz beeping something. Spectre can hear it saying, "Wait for Kakusho." That's what Agaz says. Spectre kind of knows what's happened because she saw him fly off the train and then fell to get up and catch back onto the cart.
Spectre's rolling her eyes.
Did Astley hear that audibly? So, is the question. Like, did I hear
no.
Okay.
You heard that something was being yelled, but unless Spectre relays it, you won't know.
Kakusho fell off the train. She says, let me throw him a rope. Hang on.
Yeah, I can't really. I
don't think there's much stopping this thing.
Marvin's like, we can't stop. We got to keep going.
I listened. Astley is just like so focused on the road.
Tell him to run.
Yeah.
And Marvin just keeps shoveling coal and trying to get this thing to go faster, telling Kakusho, saying, just tell Kakusho to run.
So Spectre grabs one of her ropes and throws it off, and I'm assuming it's like a 50-foot rope, and lets it drag behind the train, and she ties it off to the side of like one of the bars.
Okay.
To see if we can't let him just grab onto the rope and use that to climb up the side.
Yeah, he may be able to. I mean, Kakusho running is keeping up with the train, not really gaining on it, but not really losing ground. You can toss the rope to him for sure, and that might help.
All right, she does that. She tosses the rope in his general direction.
Okay. And I'll have either one of you, whichever one you decide, roll a check to see if either the rope hits him and he can catch it, or if he catches it, it's being thrown. I imagine that's probably going to be acrobatics or athletics as well.
Okay. My acrobatics is pretty high, so I'm gonna use my throw to try to hit him with it.
Try to lasso him with one of those expert knots with bunny ears.
Exactly. That's a 21.
Lassoed you a dragon.
Kakusho, as you're running, you see this lasso kind of grab around your waist that Spectre has thrown with the other end of it tied around the cart. And between the two, you're able to pull and get back up on the cart. Still tied to the rope, which maybe is a good thing. Just as you get back on, Astley, the train is now headed towards a boulder, and I need another vehicle check to avoid smashing into it.
Just a 1d20?
Just a d20, yeah.
Natural 20!
Cool.
Dice are hot again, baby. Let's go. What boulder? I ain't seen no boulder. I told you I took him out of the track.
All right. The train does this fancy skid as it turns around this boulder expertly this time, not hitting anything. And Marvin kind of looks over. It's like, I didn't know it could do that.
I've never done this before, Ashley.
High off the nat 20.
Yeah. Boulder ain't no match for me.
Kinder's luck.
Ashley starts to sound like their mother from New York, which is a not real place that I just made up.
Fantasy New York.
Yeah.
All right. The wagon skids around this other boulder out of the way, and you're able to kind of get out of this obstacle field without crashing into anything. Kakusho's a little bruised. As you take stock of what's going on, you notice that 3 of the wagons are still a fair ways off, but the one that is decorated like a chicken is actually pretty fast, and it has maneuvered its way to where it is able to move in front of and cut off our corn wagon train. And it's going to try to maneuver itself in front of it and make it stop.
Am I still driving?
Yes, but this next segment's going to take long enough to resolve. We are going to hold that off till next week.
Oh God! At least we ended off with the nat 20.
Yes, ending the session
ended on
with
a good roll.
20.
On a nat 20.
Kakusho's still out of breath.
Kakusho's tied on to the back. Hasley's hot on the wheel. Spectre's playing relay in the middle. And trouble is a brewing. All right, let's get our classic sign off.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.